your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
I have said this before. I will say it again. ZZ Top, when they were the three of them here in Lubbock, God, this must have been 15, 20 years ago now, I guess, put on the absolute best show I've ever seen. They were exactly who you wanted them to be at every second of that performance.
Was it at the arena or the Coliseum?
It was at the arena.
Okay. I think I've seen them at least 3 times. The last time they were looking a little shaggy, a little old. But I was at that arena show, and I agree with you. That was a great one. And then I was at one at the Municipal Coliseum, and it was that was outstanding. I think I've seen them at least 3 times, maybe more. But I mean, I'd see him again. So
not with him.
Yeah, I know. I got to get a new drummer. You know, and you know that's probably one of those things where you look. We were at an event Saturday night, and they had the drummer do his little thing there at the end, and I'm just watching these guys, these drummers. I mean, you've got to be in really good physical condition to bang that drum like that. I mean, your arms got to be in some shape because you got your leg moving, you got your arms moving, and it's just and you're going on for several minutes. So it's not just for the old and fat, in terms of being a drummer. Usually those guys, they see them, they're in pretty good shape. But Frank Beard, yeah, he was a good one, but dead at 77. 6:34 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Some good news, Jamie, for Jacob deGrom. It appears that he is going to be able to start this week. He checked out okay after a bullpen session, and he's just had some apparent tricep fatigue. He said he's not going to start tonight. Skip Schumacher said that, the manager for the Rangers, but has a chance to be on the mound on Thursday.
Okay, that's good news.
Yeah, so it is good news because you're kind of feeling like, oh man, is he breaking down here? And he may be. I mean, he's had a left hip injury. He's had a glute injury. He's a guy that's had a lot of struggles in his career. He's had a lot of success, but he's had some struggles along the way, just in frankly staying healthy. And so hopefully he can be there for the Rangers, because I do feel like if they got into the playoffs, I think they might be able to make a little noise with their pitching, their starting pitching, if they could all kind of come together.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. I mean, scoring is usually down in the postseason. You have to be able to score some runs too, though.
Kumar Rocker will go tonight for the Rangers. He had not quite the outing that he would like to have his last time out. 4-9 with a 450 earned run average. And the matchup predictor has the Nationals winning tonight. About a 58% chance, according to ESPN. I saw this yesterday as well. I wanted to get your take on it. I think at some point in time we're going to see this, and I think it's going to be in our lifetime, but I hope there's another part of it that we don't see. The NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell saying yesterday he has no doubt that having a franchise or multiple franchises outside of the National Football League is going to happen in the league's future. He said at some point there will be NFL teams outside the USA. He did this interview with a former player, and he said teams, not team. The NFL this year is going to be in Melbourne, Australia, Paris, and Mexico City. They're going to have 9 different international games this year. So, I mean, it's certainly out there. I'm kind of surprised there's not one in Toronto. But maybe because of
There almost was,
right? Canadian Football League. And maybe the proximity to Buffalo would prevent that, but kind of wonder if that would happen, in Toronto or Canada or in Montreal. And then I guess you also wonder, is there going to be one, in London or places like that? I think if you did one in London, you'd also have to have two there.
Yeah, no doubt. Like a travel partner kind of a deal.
Yeah.
Where you're playing two teams when you go over there. I think that it will happen. Absolutely. I don't know that I would necessarily prefer it, but I would prefer what they're doing now over that. Mm-hmm. Because when people, guys sign up to play in the NFL, they're not signing up to live out of the country. You should be able to live in your own country. And so that's, Canada didn't seem too far-fetched, right? When you had teams in Toronto or Montreal or whatever, that doesn't seem too crazy. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't prefer. I like how they're doing it now, where teams go over and play one game and then come back, and everybody kind of takes their turn doing that. But I'm not going to tell you I have a strong opinion one way or the other.
Any worry that some of these guys couldn't make it back into the country, or maybe couldn't get to the country they were going to, missing a star player because of the silver bracelets they have to wear in the off season?
Well, I mean, if you commit a crime, do the time,
Right, because that's been the history of the NFL.
Well, the other thing that he said that wasn't off the table was that the idea of a non-U.S. franchise and then somebody outside of the country hosting a Super Bowl. But he doesn't see that happening for quite some time. So I don't know if that will happen, quote, in our lifetime. But it might for some of you. If you're a youngin', and if you're probably under 40, you might see it. It would be hard to believe somebody not ponying up to host a Super Bowl in some other exotic city. That'd be unfortunate. I'm not for that, at least at this point in time. He said it's not a front burner issue.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
This day in sports history. Today is Wednesday, August the 19th, 2026. And with this day in sports history, here is Jeff McGuire.
Let's start us off in 1921. Detroit Tiger Ty Cobb is the fourth and youngest player to achieve 3,000 hits. This one against the Boston Red Sox. 1957, New York Giants Board of Directors vote 8-1 to move their baseball franchise to San Francisco for the 1958 season.
And the Dodgers would follow.
Speaking of, 1983, Dodgers trade Dave Stewart and Ricky Wright to Texas for Rick Honeycutt.
Dave Stewart was a member of the Rangers? I do not remember that at all.
2016, Texas Tech's Janine Becky helps Canada win its second straight Olympic soccer bronze in a 2-1 win over host Brazil.
Okay.
2018, Novak Djokovic defeats Roger Federer 6-4, 6-4 in the final of the Cincinnati Masters to become the first player to win all 9 ATP Masters 1000 tournaments. And in 2021, Kristen Davis scores a goal, and the defense didn't allow a single shot as Texas Tech Soccer opened up its season on a 1-0 win over UTEP at the John Walker Soccer Complex. That's great defense.
Yeah, no doubt.
It is National Hot and Spicy Food Day.
Okay.
Which I feel like goes well with it's also Potato Day. Use the starch to help with the spiciness.
Are you're not really a big spicy guy, are you?
I am not.
Yeah,
No.
I didn't think you were.
Are you kidding? He's drinking sriracha during breaks. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Big time. Happy birthday going out to Andy Ellis. Turns 46 today.
Okay.
John Stamos, 63. Bill Clinton is 80. Kirk Cousins, 38. Kirk Herbstreit, 57. And Gary Gaetti is 68.
Wow, Gary Gaetti. He was a guy that always could seem to get a hit. He was a big California Angel back in the day.
He was an Angel. I think of more of a Twin.
Okay,
Gaetti.
Twin, yeah, that's right. I'd forgotten about the Twins.
Didn't he win a World Series with the Twins?
Possibly. Mm-hmm.
But he definitely played for the Angels, too.
And in 1953, subscribing to the world is round theory, the Iranian military, with the support of financial assistance from the United States government, overthrows the government of Iran and reinstates the Shah. Iran remained a solid Cold War ally of the United States until a revolution ended the Shah's rule in 1979. Interesting. And that's this day in sports history.
All right, this day in sports history. The other thing that Rick Honeycutt was known for, and I had to go back and look at this because I wanted to double check myself on this. He pitched for the Seattle Mariners, and on September 30th, 1980, he was caught using a thumbtack to cut the ball. He was ejected from the game and then suspended for 10 games. The Mariners would then trade him on December 18th. It was a big trade. Willie Horton, Leon Roberts, Mario Mendoza, the famous Mendoza line, and Larry Cox. They all go from the Mariners to the Rangers for Richie Zisk, Jerry Don Gleaton, and then some other guys. Jerry Don Gleaton was a
Hey, Lubbock,
receiver.
Josh Stevens, general manager here for Mercedes.
6:50 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Rick Honeycutt would be a Ranger and then be in the All-Star game in 1983. And then he was traded from the Rangers to the Dodgers, like you said, on this day on August the 19th in 1983 for Dave Stewart and Ricky Wright. He didn't get to play for the Dodgers when they won their World Series. In fact, he was playing for the A's. He'd gotten traded to the A's by that point in time. So There's your Rick Honeycutt. Probably didn't expect that on your bingo card this morning. A little bit, probably more than what you wanted. 6:50 this morning on the Morning Drive. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Visual Edge IT hotline at 2 is open. 806-771-0973. Okay. And this was nice of them. We've got all the color schemes, Jamie, in advance, so you can lay out your clothes for all the home games.
That's good.
Yeah. So there's going to be 2 blackout games. There'll be the Friday night game against Houston, and then the Thanksgiving night game against TCU.
That's good. Black's a slimming color.
It's a slimming color.
So we should wear it every game.
Yeah.
Fan base prefers that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Your Wear Red games are September 5th, the home opener and the opener of the season against Abilene Christian. And then again on Halloween when Texas Tech and Arizona play at Galaxy Stadium. I think a lot of people will be wearing costumes as well that night. Well, I'm assuming it's going to be a night game, but I don't know. Have not been told anything on that, so I don't want to give the wrong impression that it's going to be a night game when it's not been announced yet.
Yes, let's not make things up.
Texas Tech will wear white for the agricultural game when they take on Sam Houston on September 26th. And then the stadium will be divided, the west side wearing white and the east side wearing red on October the 17th. Okay, that's cool. And then the stripe-out game is going to be November 7th against West Virginia, white and red. They'll have a map for that. Okay, so if you know where to sit with your white shirt or your red shirt. I didn't get the impression that it was like white out, woo, 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 woo. I mean, it was. That's from quite some time ago, isn't it? Was that last year?
In the last year.
In the last year. Okay. Can you play that again? That was pretty funny. I didn't get the impression that it was like white out, woo, 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 woo. I mean, it was. You never know really what's going to pop up from this show, do you, Jamie?
You really don't. You really don't.
I was getting ready for work this morning, and I heard my eloquent singing of "Baby Got Back."
Oh, awesome!
Yeah. Didn't take long for that to make it to the highlight reel, did it?
No. Though that was that day. I don't want to save over that feature because it's a really good one.
Yeah. So if you missed that, be tuned in. Keep your ear to the radio, and so that way you can see that. I saw this too last night, and I haven't done it yet. I'm kind of anxious to do it. I started to do it in the shower, but I thought probably wouldn't be wise. This is if you're
please don't clip that.
Reveal how well you're aging. Okay, one of the things that they say is this is for adults over the age of 65, which I qualify for. One of the things they say that you can to test yourself is do a one-leg stand. Just stand on one leg and see if you can do it for 30 seconds or more. You get 2 attempts to do that.
You have to do it in the shower?
No, you don't.
In the living room?
You can do it in the living room. I started to do it in the shower. I'm like, this is probably not a good idea because if I slip and fall, and that'd be bad news bears. So I thought better of it. Very rarely do I think before I act, but I did. Okay. I did this particular time. So anyway, just try that if you're over 65. See if you can stand on one leg for 30 seconds or more. You get 2 attempts to do it, and you can report back to us.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
With Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire, I'm Chuck Heinz. We get this. I hope we only have Guyton 3 years because he can't pass up being a top 10 pick in the NFL draft.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You would think with that talent that there's a good chance that he's not sticking around for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Why top 10? Maybe, how about 1?
I don't know. Yeah. I guess so.
Yeah, just go for it. All right, let's hear from his.
Sorry, wrong button. I was trying to hit the button to get to the page back.
You got Band-Aids all over your fingers this morning, don't you?
Sorry.
Edward Scissorhands running the board this morning.
Sorry.
Right. Let's hear from Sheil Wood on LaDainian Guyton.
That's not the one you told me to grab.
Yes, I did.
No, you told me to grab the one on the scrimmage again.
No.
Hang on. I'm getting there. Hey. A lot of files to go through. Sorry. This one is my fault. Yeah. I will wear this one. Yeah. I will cover this until I can fix it. I am the one that apparently screwed this up, and it does not want to update. Yeah. It's a day with it.
All right. Let's see here. This from the Yates Flooring Center chat line. He's talented, Chuck. We now recruit talent that we haven't seen before. Get used to it, Bubba.
I think we are used to it, and Sheil Wood will tell us about it now.
He's really good. Golly, for a guy that's been, we're on practice 10, and he's practiced 8 of those 10, and just got here right as camp was starting. I mean, just the athleticism that he has, and to be such he's a 17-year-old young man, and he's on campus, and to have the approach that he has. He loves football, and he wants to be a great player. You can tell that, and he's doing the things necessary to allow himself to grow as quickly as possible. He's going to be a great player for us, but he's young, and so it's going to take some time. How quickly he grows and what role he can have for us this year, I think, remains to be seen as things play out, but couldn't be more happy with him, and got a great skill set. He does a great job of being very physical, and he's able to play off of blocks and get to the ball with us in pass rush or in the run game. Beating the tight end, crossing face maybe once the ball declares inside. He did that the other day really nicely, got to the ball. He's putting a lot of stress on the offensive line and pass protection. So, no pressure on him. He's just going to keep doing what he's doing, and we'll see as we go, how he's able to impact our team this year.
No pressure on him.
No pressure.
Okay.
Well, that speaks to the talent that you have right now, quote unquote, in front of him. Mm-hmm. And so you feel like he doesn't have to come in and be an immediate impact guy, even though we all expect him to be that way.
Yeah, eventually.
Doesn't have to, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think eventually. I think he'll be an impact guy.
Well, I mean, I
don't
guess
think he's going to be a starter, but I think he'll be an impact guy.
Yeah, and maybe what I meant by that was later on this season. I mean, you might see him more and more, but I mean, the mere fact that he doesn't have to come in and do it right away is probably takes a ton of pressure off of him and the coaches. To not have to use him immediately and try to get him acclimated and all those kinds of things. So he is certainly one to watch. We talked about this yesterday, and I'm adopting your philosophy on this. I think it's good philosophy. The follow-up article to the biggest spending surprises, the biggest spending teams in college football, and they listed a number of them yesterday on CBSSports.com that are spending more than $40 million. 7 teams, and 5 others that were just behind them. And so then they said, well, what about the teams that didn't make it, that list? And so here's the exact sentence from CBS Sports. They apparently spoke to 50 sources. They said the defending national champions didn't make the list. Neither did Texas Tech, the poster child for NIL spending, or Alabama, the dominant dynasty of the 21st century. I mean, that's pretty cool. You're in the same sentence mentioned as Alabama.
And I do feel like you are the poster child.
Yeah.
Not because you spend the most, but because you've made the biggest jump. Mm-hmm. When the rules relaxed and changed, you've made the most significant difference in who you were previously.
Yeah. And the other thing is that when you think about it, I mean, when, over the last 20, 30 years, there's never really been any mention of all the other schools that had, bigger money even in our own state, A&M and Texas specifically because of the Puff Fund. I mean, we've talked about it, and we as fans have talked about it, but outside the borders, not very much, because people really don't know and they don't understand that, and they don't understand the significance of that. But here's what else they said about Texas Tech. Red Raiders probably a surprising exclusion. After all, they're the headliner of the NIL era, a program that's lifted itself above the rest of the Big 12 in large part because of its investments and willingness to spend.
What? Is there anything there that's inaccurate?
No, it's true.
Why would we be bothered by it?
I'm not. I'm just reading what was it. I'm not bothered by it. I just find it interesting. And again, I'm subscribing to your philosophy that, hey, that kind of publicity is great because it's going to be more kids are going to want to come here, right? Mm-hmm. And then the other thing is you have to give credit to the coaching staff and the players themselves for working hard and working together and figuring out a way to win. They say Texas Tech's roster is in the low $30 million range per sources, but that comes with a Brendan Sorsby-sized asterisk. Had his $5 million plus salary been on the books for the full year, the Red Raiders would have been on the cusp of the top 12. Either way, Texas Tech is comfortably atop the Big 12 for 2026. He said this. I don't know if you've heard this or not. They said this in this article. There's an understanding in Lubbock that a roster cost in the 30s will put Texas Tech in position to potentially win the Big 12 every year. We figure they have $10 million more than any other conference foe to work with and give the team a chance to compete in the playoff. Don't expect Tech to slow down anytime soon. The 2027 class, which is headlined by the nation's #1 defensive lineman, Jalen Brewster, is a top 10 group. And Texas Tech will always be the most aggressive spends in the transfer portal.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, it's awesome, right?
Obviously we all know that it's really important to be spending money at this point if you're going to compete in any sport. I mean, the numbers will show you that. And so to hear that you are going to continue to be a spender and you're not, hey, we were just going to make a run at this for 2 years and then stop.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. That's a positive.
Sure. And like I said, I mean, when Oklahoma and Texas were, among those dominating, well, you always looked at their athletic budget and their football budget specifically, and those two always had the bigger budgets, the biggest budgets. And it's just the way it's always been in college sports and in college football. He or she who spends the most and then has been able to capitalize on that talent is probably going to be the one that wins the most. So why not us?
More times than not, yes.
So why not us?
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
All right, gentlemen. Kind of going off of what Chuck was asking earlier when he was talking about Damian Guyton. And this may be an easy answer because of that, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Which of the newcomers or guys that were not on the field last year are you the most excited to see in game one, to see what they play like, what they look like, how good they look?
Okay, I'll tell you, I want to see what Quentin Joyner looks like. I want to see what kind of speed he has, what kind of acceleration he has, what happens when he touches the ball.
Okay.
I'm interested to see how Guyton's going to be used. I don't know if that answers your question or not. I think he's going to play. I think it's going to be closer to what Micah Hudson did his first year than what some people are expecting him to play, if that makes sense. But that's only because I think that some people are expecting him to be like battling for a starting position. I think he's really good. I'm interested to see how he's used and what kind of packages he's used in. I don't think he's just going to get a handful of plays, but that's where my interest lies with him. He's a freshman coming in. I expect him to be a freshman. A good one, but a freshman nonetheless.
Yeah.
Keep the expectations low and then just be pleased when he exceeds them.
Yeah, and enjoy it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Fair enough. I'm going with Trey White. I just feel like you were so good getting after the quarterback last year. That's what worries me when we talk about this defense being as good as it was last year, was do you have the guys that can get after the quarterback? I don't think you have the number 2 pick in the draft on your roster this year. So who's a guy that can be anywhere close to that? So Adam Trick would be another one that you would consider. Guyton, also same vein, but I feel like Trey White's the one that's gotten the most hype so far, and so I'm gonna say he's the guy that I'm looking at and saying, but really you could put Trick in there as well. But like, how quick are they able to get to the quarterback? How much pressure? How much of a factor are they? Like height and like David Bailey from a season ago.
Another guy that I would tell you I'm anxious to see what he can do for you is Kenny Johnson. The receiver. And
I feel like he's so important both in the return game and the passing game that you really want to hit on him, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and you hope that he can get off to a great start and that he can be a guy that can do what you expect him to do. And so, he's a senior. He's coming in here with some experience, and you feel like that you've got with Terrence Carter and what he can do, but you need somebody to be able to get kind of downfield for you, and maybe somebody that can kind of bust loose a little bit for you. So, and like you said, the kick returning too. Can he make that exciting? So he's for his last team, Pittsburgh. He caught 109 passes, 1,354 yards, and 9 touchdowns over the past couple of seasons. So, for the most part. So, he also was the guy that had carried the ball a little bit. 18 carries for 101 yards. I don't expect him to do that here, though.
Well, I'm sure it was a end around
or something like that, reverse or whatever.
Yeah.
Feels like the reverses just never work.
Or even a pass that's behind the line of scrimmage that's going backwards that they call runs.
Are you with me on that? You just kind of put your head in your hands every time that somebody does a reverse, like thinking they're going to trick somebody and then really doesn't.
No, I'm not with you at all on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with the old.
The
something, mix it up, throw something
reverse.
different at them.
Well, I'm for that. I just feel like that sometimes it's just like, it's a feast or famine play.
Yeah, sometimes it goes bad.
Yeah, it's kind of a feast or famine
Sometimes
play.
it's really fun.
Jeffrey?
I'm a big fan of the reverse.
You're a big fan of the reverse.
But you can't call it every play.
Yeah.
But
He just doesn't like kickoffs out of bounds.
that's the thing I don't like the most.
You just don't like pooch kicks.
I do not like pooch kicks, and it does drive me crazy when the kick goes out of bounds. I mean, it's like you got...
But we haven't had that in a while.
We haven't.
Like
I don't know.
I think there's one last year that went out of bounds. One is excusable. But we had a run there where it was like every third one went out of bounds.
You know, those doggone pooch kicks. I mean, it's all I can do to stay in my chair and not walk quickly down the stairs and then jump over the wall and go over there and strangle somebody.
I'm fairly certain you would get arrested for that.
I probably wouldn't make it.
I don't know that I have the play. You guys have those specific plays.
Yeah,
They're like they really
the pooch
get
kick
under your skin. I don't.
Pooch kick really bothers me.
The defensive back who doesn't turn his head back for the ball wears me out. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah, that one's probably.
It's kind of like we know what you're supposed to be doing here. Just act like you know what you're doing here. Just look back, right?
Yeah. Sometimes you can make the play without looking back, but
the pre-snap penalties also just drive me crazy.
Everybody despises those.
Just drives me crazy.
Except one. My favorite one is still false start everyone but the center. Mm-hmm. That is still my favorite penalty of all time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that doggone pooch kick, man, if I never see that again in my life, I'll live a lot longer. Especially in person. There's just no reason for it. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line if you have a rule or something that just drives you crazy. Mr. B says this, I think Reggie Virgil scored twice on a reverse against UCF. Okay. Reverse plays used to work when you were allowed to crack back block. Yeah. Jet Carpenter, John Carlos got a lot of fun last year. It's if TC is banged up at any point this year, Jet will become very important very quickly. Yeah. Can I say Adam White or Trey Trick because I want to see them as a package? Okay. Yeah, you sure can. Sure can. The crack back block. Some of those. The way that they played football back in the day, man.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Double T 97.3 presents the Morning Drive Power Hour. The Power Hour is presented by Service Compression, committed to service, advanced technology, and field-proven compression expertise in the oil field. See them at servicecompression.com.
I feel like we've been power houring really all week long. It's kind of what we've been really, really good on the power hour this week.
Okay, that's good.
Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line, Visual Edge IT hotline. Good morning. It's Wednesday, the day the work gets done. With Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire, I'm Chuck Heinz. We are coming to you from the First United Bank studio here in downtown Lubbock. And I look forward to hearing from you today on that Yates Flooring Center chat line, Visual Edge IT hotline. We'll have baseball on the air for you tonight. Astros and the Angels at 6:40 on 100.7 The Score. Rangers and the Nationals at 6:30 on Double T 97.3. You always get nuggets when you listen to the pregame, especially for the Rangers. So there's always come some little nuggets in there. So be tuned in to see if you get you one tonight. Okay. So I'm always kind of on my way home. I usually get the manager show with Skip Schumacher. I feel like sometimes I get more when Matt Hicks talks to him, but I always like it when Eric Nadel talks to him because I think Nadel has really good questions. Hicks does too, but it feels like sometimes that I think Hicksy and Skip are closer in age, and I think there's a little more of a bond there.
Okay.
Just sometimes that just kind of gets.
Do you always get to interview Coach Gerlich before the games?
No, I interview the scout coach.
The scout coach.
Whoever has the scout, whoever scouted out the
scouting report.
The scouting report coach. Okay, that's who I talk to. Okay. So mine varies from coach to coach. Okay. And so I always enjoy my little visits with whether it's Coach Adrian Walters or Eric DeRue or whomever. Okay.
All right. I just would think that you would get a lot of tidbits from Coach Gerlich that you would really have loved that.
No, and that's Fink's role. He's the play-by-play guy. Yeah. He interviews the head coach, whomever the head coach is. That's his role. My role is to interview the assistant coach or the associate head coach or the scouting report coach.
I would say Coach Tadlock doesn't give a lot of tidbits before his pregame interviews.
During them? Like even during them? He doesn't?
Even during them, yeah.
He doesn't?
He's a pretty coach speak guy.
Well, I mean, I get it. I mean, I understand. I mean, sometimes...
I don't have a problem with it. That's exactly how I would be as a coach. I would probably be worse. You guys would hate me if I was a coach. Yeah. I know the media way too well.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about giving tips to the baseball guys on how to be interviewed and things like that?
No. Goodness, no.
Okay.
That's not his job.
Yeah.
Well, I just didn't know if you were being a helpful Henry or anything like that.
I will admit there's been a couple times where there's been situations where Coach Tadlock hasn't been dying to talk about it.
Okay.
And so off the air, I ask him, hey, okay, I want to ask this. And he's like, Jamie, I don't know if we want. And I'm like, just say this. Just say something like this, Coach. People need to hear you, talk about it just a little bit. Just say something like this. That'll be good enough.
Yeah.
The number of times.
It's been a couple, and so he's like, okay.
The number of times I wish I could just take a sheet of paper with the answers I need them to say in the microphone. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know the answer to the question. I just need you saying it in the microphone. I'm not trying to get you on something. I'm not trying to get you to say something to get your team in. I need you to say X, Y, Z.
Yeah, that's kind of the point to Coach Tadlock. It's like, it's not that I'm trying to, get you, gotcha, whatever. Mm-hmm. It's that the fan base wants to hear you talk about something, hear you comment on it.
I mean, I get a variety. I get also, Coach Katera Chappell and Jada Williams and Coach Eric DeRue and Adrian. Well, I get the whole variety of them,
He pulled out his phone, looked up all the names, so he made sure he didn't leave anybody out.
I didn't want to leave anybody out.
Now he's name dropping all of the names. They all get that you just threw a couple of them out there. They're not going to be offended.
I want to just make sure I had everybody properly named. You don't have to out me, but I appreciate it.
We don't have to. And everybody figured it out.
I don't think everybody figured it out. Let's see here.
Again, we were talking about a completely different subject, and you went back to it.
I did go back to it. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I was all on the same page with everybody. So.
Well, look, I would think all of those coaches have a high amount of respect for you, Chuck, so they're not going to be offended if you didn't happen to mention their name.
I don't even know if they know that we're here. They don't even know that we're here.
I think they really appreciate you.
I hope so.
Why wouldn't they?
Try to make them. We try to make them look like superstars. Is what we try to do. Fink with his outstanding play-by-play. I can hardly wait for him to give me the call on the 7-footer. I haven't asked him if he has the call down for the dunk yet.
You can dunk them all.
Oh. No. Well, she probably is the only one that can dunk, right?
Well, that's
She can dunk them all.
She can dunk them all. Yeah. Somebody wants to know why I'm banned from talking to Coach Gerlich. I'm not banned from talking to Coach Gerlich. That's Fink's job to interview the head coach, whomever the head coach is. That's his job. He's the play-by-play guy. He talks to the head coach.
Coach Gerlich and Chuck, or more accurately, Chuck and Coach Gerlich talk.
Or
Chuck talks a lot.
I talk to her. She does. She talks, right? She talks to me. I mean, she says hi and all that kind of stuff.
I mean,
she's focused, man. I mean, they're focused on winning ball games, not chit chatting with Chuck.
Oh man, that sounds like a podcast right there.
Chit chatting with Chuck.
Every time I've ever spoken with anybody that has anything to do with the Lady Raider basketball program, they speak glowingly of Mr. Heinz.
Okay, well, that's nice. That's nice of them.
Glowingly.
Somebody says this, Chuck interviews a Boy Scout. I don't know what that means. We get this from Road Raider Charlie. Jeff, thanks for playing ZZ Top in honor of Frank Beard. Beard is a big part of Tush and LaGrange. ZZ Top has been my favorite blues band since 1986. That's from Road Raider Charlie. Well, thank you, Road Raider Charlie. Somebody else. Oh, he also asked, what game will Wes Welker, Andre Tillman, and Thomas Howard be added to the Ring of Honor? I don't know the answer to that question.
I do not either.
So, I don't know. Maybe the same, probably the same game they're honoring the Hall of Fame members. So I'm not sure what game that is. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you that.
September 13th.
September 13th. Okay. Is that Sam Houston State?
Sounds right.
Yeah, I think that's correct. Go to my cheat sheet here.
No, that's...
it'd be September 13th can't be. That's a Sunday. There won't be anybody at the stadium that day except for the football players.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.